The Rams and Seahawks game, did not expect that from the Rams whatsoever. No Cooper Kupp, and Matt Stafford went out, made some big throws. Their 5th-round rookie was the one that was their leading targets share. Tutu Nakoa played very well for him. Had a Ben Skoranek sighting. We saw the Cam Akers fanboys still trying to grasp at straws. He had 22 carries for 29 yards. Okay, sorry that I doubted him, boys. And then for the Seahawks, pretty unimpressed with what I saw from them. DK Metcalf is an anomaly for a number of reasons. When I look at his talent, he's a great route runner. He's fast. He's big, physical, can get up and get those big catches, but also he's also a very inconsistent wide receiver for me.
Yeah,
I think he's just as talented as the Deebo Samuels and the Justin Jeffersons and the up there with the best CeeDee Lambs of the world. But at the same time, where does he go half the game? I feel like half the game he disappears and I don't know where he is. He's not open. He's not getting the ball. Like, DK Metcalf's an interesting receiver. And then for the rest of the Seahawks, it's like their offense, it's not like that Rams defense is overwhelming. I mean, outside of Aaron Donald, I can't name anybody else on that team. I mean, you have Kevin Durant, but that's a basketball player.
Yeah.
Nobody to shout home. And wasn't very impressed with their week 1 win. I know that for the Seahawks, like, the Rams give them trouble more often than not. Even in the Russ era, always struggled against the Rams. So is it a divisional game, or are they going to take a step back with Geno Smith? These are questions that'll be answered throughout the season, but I was concerned with DK Metcalf disappearing.
Yeah.
Jackson Smith-Njigba, he's a rookie. We'll see how he gets implemented. But so far, was not very impressed with the Seahawks, a team that I felt is capable of winning that division.
Yeah, and I think with Pete Carroll teams, you got to give him time to gel. But I'm worried about Geno Smith. We have a full year of tape on him. So how does he adjust in year 2? This is going to be the real year where we decide, is Geno Smith going to be a competent starter going forward? I think he can be. He's limited a little bit by his mobility, where he's that stand in the pocket quarterback. He can move a little bit, but it's more of like how Alex Smith could move, where he can run, but you don't want him to run necessarily. Thought he made some good plays, but overall the Rams defense was able to run over them. Aaron Donald made it a point that he wants to reintroduce himself to the NFL because he feels like he's not a household name anymore. So the fact that Aaron Donald's like, yeah, I want to reintroduce myself to the NFL, have one of my best career years this year, and he's already setting that expectation. Look out, NFL, because Aaron Donald, if he sets his mind to it, he's going to get to the quarterback more often than not. And then this game just proved that Sean McVay is still one of the top 5 coaches in the league. He's one of the better coaches, has always been. His teams always have a little bit of an extra edge. Sean McVay is kind of an edgy, competitive guy. Matthew Stafford looked good in this game. I was really impressed with Stafford coming back. Wasn't sure what we were going to get from him coming off that injury, so I wanted to kind of wait and see with him, but I was encouraged, especially because we didn't see some of the dumb picks and turnovers that we've seen from Stafford in the past. But overall, being able to do it without Cooper Kupp on that team, I thought was really impressive. And then for DK Metcalf, if you're going to be disrespectful, you better be a nasty dog on the field and go out there and get yours, because before the game, they're like, DK, what do you think of the Rams secondary? He's like, well, I can't name anyone on the secondary. And then he goes out there. Where is DK Metcalf? You're supposed to be the guy that breaks the game open. You have the height, you have the physical attributes. You're a guy who's always challenging people to track meets. You're fast. That like reminds me a lot of James Harden, where James Harden will go out there and just ball out in the regular season, and then sometimes when you need him most, he kind of just disappears and you're like, where did James Harden go? It's like a similar effect with DK Metcalf, at least like the mentality where you go out there, are really talented, can ball out, but there's some games where he's just kind of like, yeah, he disappears, doesn't show up. Example 1 was that playoff game versus San Francisco. And I get Jackson Smith-Njigba still getting his feet under him. Tyler Lockett exited that game. But if you're going to go out there and be like, oh, I don't know anyone on the Rams secondary, ball out. Like, it's
not so 3 catches for 47 yards.
It's just disrespectful to the game in general. Like, if you're going to make comments like that, back it up on the football field. Like, I want to see more from DK Metcalf this year. He has underperformed last year with his talent. And I think there's another level that he can get to that he just hasn't reached yet. You should be someone like Justin Jefferson. You should be right there with Jamar Chase. Like, go out there and do it.
Yeah, I agree. I think DK Metcalf he's got top 10 level talent. It's just whether or not he actually performs and shows up in every game, because it seems like if there's 5 games he plays, he shows up in 3 of them, and then the other games are kind of wild cards.
Yeah.
So